I'm going to teach you how to read a book. And when I mean teach you how to read a book, I mean I'm going to show you how to apply the information about the book, choose the right book, and how to choose a book. Now, before I get into detail about this, books do not make you smarter. What I mean by this is if you just read a book and then you start talking about it and you don't apply any of it, that was a waste of time. You didn't become smarter at all. You just acted like you did, and you're talking about something that you're never going to do. I only read books for two purposes: to learn about experiences that I went through and I don't understand them, or to change direction. It's that simple. Now, let's move on. When you pick books, you're looking for books that are going to give you more clarity on situations that you've been through. There's a lot of shit you've probably been through and you don't have an answer to it. So you got to find the answer. And sometimes you can't find people in your life who got the answers for you. That's cool. Maybe they got too much shit going on. That's also cool. So you got to learn how to be self-sufficient. Books are really helpful with that. That gives you more clarity in your mind. The more clarity you have in your mind and the experiences that you've been through, the more you understand yourself, the more you understand your character. Long story short, you have less anxiety. You don't have a bunch of thoughts going through your head about why did that happen to me? Why did that happen to me? Why did that happen to me? Now you understand because you picked up books. Now, let's go over some of these books. The first book, The Coddling of the American Mind. This is going to teach you how to not be a sheep. This will teach you about how American culture is turning people into a bubble. They all think the same. They all want to feel the same. They all do the same stuff. It'll take you out of that and understand why that happens, how that's changed in the past 20, 30 years, and how you can keep yourself out of it and be an individual. Book number 2, Carl Jung, The Modern Man in Search of a Soul. This book is going to teach you about your unconscious. There's portions of your being that you can't get to. Sometimes you got to go to therapy. I already been through therapy, but if you don't go to therapy, you can read certain books that will give you information. There's a certain portion under your being, it's blockaded. That's where the dark stuff is. That's the coffin. You open up the coffin, you learn about who you really are. This book taught me that. Nightmares taught me a lot about myself. I've only had 3 nightmares in my entire life, and I understand the exact value of it. Let me explain something. Books, you don't have to read a ton of books. You need to reread the same books. Okay, I've read this book 3 times. Read this book twice. Read this book twice. I'm going to read this book a second time this year. All of these books I've read a multiplicity of times. Now, why is this important? Because the first time you probably ain't going to get it. That's okay. There's a lot of pages, 200, 300, 400 pages. The first time you're not going to absorb all the information. That's cool. Run it back a couple months later. Perfectly fine. You'll be faster at reading it because you'll know the information before. You're just rehashing it. Keep this in mind. Next book. The Content of Her Character by Shelby Steele. This talks about a young black man who grows up to be a professor, and he talks about how his experiences and the people that he grew up with, they don't mess with him no more. All the people that he grew up with in his city, in his town, all his friends he have, they act like they don't know him. They act like they can't talk to him. They act like he speaks a different language. And he's not that different of a person. He just got more money and more status. And he tells you about the experiences that he goes through. The next book, The Manual. This is going to teach you about all the mistakes you make with women. When you're being too nice, you're giving them too much money, you're not holding them accountable, you're not even looking at their character because you're just trying to fill some dream. Oh, I can't wait to have kids and a family. Bro, you got to put in work. You got to know how it works. You got to learn how to navigate the market so you don't get fucked over. The Shallows. This book is going to teach you about tools that we use over time and how they've changed how our brain works. The calculator, the computer, the cell phone, video games. All of these things change how our brain operates. So we need to understand that. So now we understand how to pull that back. You know what I'm talking about when you're typing and then every single word you mess up because you got spell check? Yeah, you still need to know how to spell and you still need to know how to pronounce those words. It's important. The Neurotic Personality of Our Time. This is going to teach you how neuroticism has raised in the past 30 years, aka you more self-conscious. You thinking about all this shit you doing, every single thing. And it's causing you to go crazy, causing you to have too much anxiety. Got to stop doing it. Once you start going over this, trust me, it'll go away. Last but certainly not least, Life at the Bottom by Theodore Dalrymple. This is a jail psychologist. That means he works in jails and he talks to people about the experiences that he's been through. He tries to give them tools, whether it be a job, whether it be money, whether it be a car and an apartment, to get their life back together. Most of the people come right back, whether it be a couple of days, a couple of weeks, a couple of months. And he sits down and talks about the experience of him asking them, why are you back? They never have an answer. They just be like, and he tells you about the observations and the interpretations that he has of those people just by watching their upbringing, watching how he talks to them and how he talks to other people. Books are going to help you understand yourself.